Hello, my name is James and welcome to Mirror Domains. And this is a review for Tenet, Christopher Nolan's Tenet. Well, it dropped today here in Canada, Wednesday the 26th. And this is a movie review that's going to happen in three parts. First, I'm going to tell you my anticipation. This is part one. And then part two is my initial reaction right out of the theater. And then we'll wrap it up with my final thoughts and analysis and my score for the third part. But as you know, I've been following this production. I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. Who couldn't be after the Dark Knight trilogy? That was just beautiful films. Inception is my favorite work. Interstellar is really good. Prestige. Come on, Christopher Nolan. You hear that name and you're going to go see this movie, right? I think a lot of people have been anticipating this. The synopsis briefly reads, armed with only one word, Tenet, and fighting for the survival of the entire world, a protagonist journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold in something beyond real time. That's a strange premise, right? Nolan's known for having this vivid imagination, and from the trailers that we saw, if you want to see my trailer reactions, I'll leave links to those up in the cards above. What we saw was just kind of like, oh, that looks cool. Well, we knew that. And then it kind of makes you go, wait, what? What's going on? Okay, it's time travel or distortion of time. I want to see this. I got to see this. I have to see this movie. So that's my anticipation. That's where I am at. The cast is fairly stellar. It's got Robert Pattinson, who's going to be the new Batman coming up. It's got Kenneth Branagh in it again from Dunkirk. That's cool. I like that. John David Washington is in this. He's the main character. He's being listed just as the protagonist. I'm not getting a name. Interesting. Taylor-Johnson is in this. And, of course, Michael Caine, a staple of Christopher Nolan movies. Himesh Patel is in this too. Okay, well, wasn't he in Inception? We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go see it tonight. It looks like the official release date in the US is the 3rd. This is my early review. Here is my right out of the theater reaction. Hope you can hear me. I just got out of Tenet. And I got to tell you this. It's a lot to take in, guys. It's a lot to take in. It's classic Nolan. It's got a lot of themes going on, a lot of storylines. Oh, my initial impression is you're watching something really cool. You're watching, the cinematography is great. You're watching some great action scenes, and you're kind of like unraveling this mystery as to what's going on. That stuff is cool. I liked all that stuff. But perhaps this will age better as time goes on. Your first viewing, it's a lot to take in. There's a lot of things that make you just kind of go, wait a minute, what about that? Did I miss something? I'm not too sure what's going on right now. But it doesn't matter because you're watching something really cool happening. It's one of those movies that's going to have multiple viewings. It's one of those movies that will make you go, yeah, when you watch it again, you'll catch things and you'll be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that was cool. They really lined that up well. And the storytelling is there. Is it one of his awe-inspiring films? I don't know yet. I gotta sleep on it. I gotta think about it because it was just, the acting was well done. It's just things happen like so fast, and it's just kind of like, well, wait a minute, what about that? And how is this all coming together exactly? And they explain how some of it does, but am I satisfied with it? I am. It's a well-made film. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I gotta think about it. It's one of those things I gotta think about. So I've had a night to sleep on it now, and I gotta tell you this. Just lying in bed thinking about this morning, I really enjoyed this film. It's a good film. If you are a fan of Christopher Nolan, you'll want to see this film for sure. If you're a fan of Robert Pattinson and you're curious to see what kind of work he can do, especially when it's going to be coming up to his Batman movie, I think you will definitely want to check this out. John David Washington is the protagonist, and he he does it, man. He just embodies this role, and he sells you the entire movie because he carries it on his shoulders. But the cast around him does a fantastic job as well. Elizabeth Debicki, I fell in love with her in this movie. I mean, I hadn't seen her in too many other films. She's the tall blonde, and she does a fantastic job. Yeah, I like that. Tall. She's very tall. I like that. Kenneth Branagh plays the bad guy, and a Russian guy, and he is just taking it to another level with his menace and his execution of line delivery. He's a bad guy. He's really good in this. And then, of course, we have a Michael Caine cameo, and Aaron Taylor-Johnson pops up. So I think you'll be surprised by the cast and how well it works. The set pieces, it starts off like that, guys. It just starts like that, with some good action, and you're just like, wow. The cinematography, Christopher Nolan's cinematographer on this, he has the eye. He does a fantastic job. You're gonna love it. He can make even a train yard look awesome, like just breathtakingly beautiful. I guess if I had to think of one thing that I didn't like about it, there were a few things upon your first viewing that will go like, they explain things that'll be just kind of like, wait, what? How did that work again? You will find that maybe sometimes, unless you're like really super sharp. And it's just cool, guys. It's hard for me to nitpick this. It's really hard. It's something that, well, how do I compare it to the other ones? This is something that you can tell that this was a project that he had been working on for a while, that this was like a passion project for him. And it's a beautiful film. It's just, you're going to love seeing this in the big theater. See, if you can see this in IMAX, wow. Now, the only other thing that, some of the nitpicks that I would say are a couple of things are this. Yeah, we get to see some of the characters, but there's still a certain shallowness to it all. We don't really learn too much about the protagonist, John David Washington. We don't learn too much about him. So it's hard to get too invested. Like, it's not as deep as, say, some of the characters were in Inception, where we got to learn about, Cobb's motivations and such. It's not quite like that. So some people may miss that flavor, but it's just minor because the surrounding characters do have a little bit of backstory going on, and that kind of helps fill those gaps in. But it's just cool, man. I can't wait to talk to you about this on my spoiler part. But yeah, you're going to like this film. It's got a big, loud soundtrack. Now, the music isn't done by Hans Zimmer. It's done by Ludwig Göransson. And if you don't know who he is, don't worry about it. I'll put a picture of him here. He did the music for the Mandalorian TV series. He did Black Panther. So it was in good hands. Was it semi-reminiscent of an Inception score with the loud booms and bangs? It was just a little bit, but it worked. It worked. You're going to want to watch this movie right away again. Wow, it's good to be back in the theaters. Tenet, 2020. I would give Tenet a 9 out of 10 for Christopher Nolan's Tenet. It could be a little bit higher upon repeat viewings because it has so much detail that I may have just missed some, and then I'll appreciate it more as the film, gets more into our cultural zeitgeist, that we can do absorb it a little bit more. Which is what you will want to do. And I did get tinglings that this was setting up like a universe of its own, like maybe a trilogy or maybe side stories that could happen with other characters. It was just like, it's just a well done film, guys. You will want to check this one out. So that's it. Tenet. Are you going to go and see it when it comes out in the theaters? I wore my mask. You saw. Got a little sweaty there. But it was well worth it. You'll want to see this in the theater. All right, that's it. YouTube is recommending a video for you to watch right there, and you can see my latest one just right there. My name is James, and you're watching Mirror Domains. If you've liked what you've seen, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe right there. And check the cards for the spoiler review.